7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back to another episode of 49 Faithfully. We're your hosts, Miriah Lee and Teran Lewis. TL, what's up, my guy? How you doing? What's up,
What
fam?
up? I'm doing great. This cold, I'm finally shaking this cold. I found out I had a respiratory infection, so yeah. So I'm at the end of it, which is good.
I'm glad you're getting better. You sound a
Yep.
lot better this week, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You don't sound like a little snot-nosed brat.
I always sound like that. No, I'm just playing.
What's up, fam? First in the door, Sim. What's up, brother? Appreciate you. 2 shows in a row. I don't know what I owe this honor, but I'm feeling quite lucky. Quite privileged to have you here 2 shows in a row. I appreciate you. Tanya, sis, what's up? Hope everybody's doing well. What is today? Thursday. Happy Thursday. Alberto, bang, bang, Niner gang. Don, hey, Don. I got your mail ready to go out, but it hasn't gone out yet. It's one step closer. So, BC, I see you. Today, little recap. So last week, for those that were here and that weren't here, me and TL put together a 49ers super team of players from 2000 to 2023. So today is part 2 of that. We're putting together the super team from before the 2000s, basically the 80s, 90s. And then we're going to put the 2 teams against each other. Basically, the reason I wanted to do this was because, we've gone so long without, winning a Super Bowl, right? And I kind of just wanted to compare, like, the team, basically, like, the best of the team from the, 80s, the 90s, the teams that were winning championships, what the best of those players look like compared to the players that we've had now the last how many years that we haven't won anything. So I just picked the 2000s. So, just kind of to look at the talent, next to each other and see, well, was it a lack? Is it because we haven't won a championship because of lack of talent? So I just kind of wanted to compare some
Yeah.
things. So that was the whole point of this.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Um, so real quick, let's go over the team from that we put together last week from the 2000s to 2023. We had quarterback Jeff Garcia, the O-line, 2 tackles. And for those that weren't here, for the tackles, the guard spots, like that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like a left tackle, a right tackle. It can be if the best 2 tackles at that time were both right tackles, those years, well, then we could pick those 2. It just has to be 2 tackles, 2 guards, a center. That's how we did. So the 2 tackles, we have Trent Williams, Joe Staley. The guards were Mike Lupati, Alex Boone. Center was Jeremy Newberry. Wide receivers were T.O., Bolden, and Ayuk. Running backs, Frank Gore and Garrison Hurst. The tight ends were Kittle and Vernon Davis. Defense, the ends, Bosa and Justin Smith. The rest of the D-line, Buckner and Sopuaga. The linebackers, Warner, Patrick Willis, Bowman. The cornerbacks were Sherman, Carlos Rogers. The safeties, Whitner and Goldson. Our kicker, Robbie Gold. Punter, Andy Lee. Snapper, Brian Jennings. Our utility guy was Ted Ginn. And our coaching staff, we have Harbaugh as our head coach, Kyle Shanahan as our OC, and Vic Fangio as our DC. So yeah, that's our team, the super team of the 2000 to 2023 years. So today we'll go back and forth with you guys as well and put together the team from before the 2000s. And then we'll kind of compare, see what it's looking like. Obviously, we know the talent, right, that took us to the Super Bowl is crazy. And even as I've been doing these, little exercises, I guess we'll call them, and looking back, as looking at the actual talent that we had listed on paper, it's like, man, those are some crazy teams then.
Yeah.
So as I pull this up,
Who were
we'll
the
do some
wide receivers again?
that we had.
Yeah, for the 2000 team.
T.O., Bolden, and Ayuk.
Okay.
Then we'll do some giveaways. We're gonna do some Joe Montana giveaways since we're doing the super team before the 2000s. Figured it was only right to show him some love. So we'll do some Joe Montana giveaways throughout, and then we'll close it with a Christian McCaffrey giveaway. So yeah.
Sounds good.
Appreciate everybody being here. Let me check on the peeps before we get started. John B, appreciate you. I see you. Let's see what they're talking about. Oh, you needed some soup, some squirt, and some vapor rub. You would have gotten better in 2 days.
I don't know if that quick. It's pretty. It was pretty severe. I agree with Beto. I'm all about natural stuff too. Like, to suppress my cough, I was taking some honey. To suppress my cough. I didn't have the caldo de pollo though. That's a great idea. But I did have my vapor rub. I had my green tea with my cinnamon, honey, and lemon, and then a little shot of Fireball up in there. To kill the virus. But yeah, it's been good. Yeah, everything's. But yeah, I'm all about home remedies. I don't really believe in taking like a bunch of over the counter stuff.
Yeah. Right, Sim? That 3 wide receivers. Oh, that's crazy. T.O. Bolden and Ayuk. Man.
Yeah, that's cold business.
All right. So let me get this pulled up. We'll have a good discussion here of which quarterback we're going to take. This will be interesting. So let's start it off with that. Quarterback. Joe Montana
yeah.
Steve Young.
Hands down to me is Joe Montana. He's my GOAT even over Tom Brady. Even though Tom Brady has more rings, I seen Joe Montana was just a genius, man. I loved him. No turnovers ever in the Super Bowl. Which is awesome, 4-0. Yep. I gotta go with Joe Montana.
All right, let's do it. If I were to put a team together today, I would pick Steve Young as my quarterback. But to put a team together the best of, those years, I think you have to go with Joe Montana. I mean, he was the best. As you say, he's still your GOAT, but, the argument has obviously turned to Tom Brady being better, the best quarterback ever in the NFL. But, at one time that was Joe Montana for so many years, so I think to not put him on a list of the super team, is just crazy.
Yeah. I think to be honest though, you take Joe Montana and Steve Young in their prime, Steve Young will probably be better in today's NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's more athletic and stuff, and
I like his style. That's the style of quarterback I like to watch is Steve Young.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree, Joe Montana. All right, so the 2 tackles of these years. Let's see who we had
for those years. 80s and 90s.
Are any of these people? I don't even know who. Steve Wallace and Harris Barton.
Harris Barton was good.
Was left and right for a lot of years, it says.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Harris Barton has to be on this list. That's another one. Yeah.
Who else is there? Let's see. Whoever. Keith Fahnhorst. Who that is, but he was a right tackle for a bunch of years. I wasn't even born yet.
What about Randy Cross? Is he on that list too?
As right guard.
Tackle. I know Harris Barton. I want to put him on there for sure. In my opinion, I think the dude was just amazing.
What's up, Collie? It says Steve was more talented, but Joe is simply the better quarterback. Beto, what's good? Yeah, so Harris Barton.
Harris Barton for sure. Yeah.
And then there's Bubba Harris or Steve Wallace. I don't know if he was good or not.
Yeah, yes, he was very good. He played first for like 10 years, 86 to 87. I mean 86 to 96. I'm trying to think of anybody else who would trump them in playing time. I like those two actually.
Harris Barton and or
Harris Barton for sure, and I think Steve Wallace too.
Steve Wallace was really solid left tackle since this.
Yeah, he was.
Harris
decade.
Barton, super versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Wallace dominated in Super Bowl 29. 29. All right, so Harris Barton and Steve Wallace we're going.
Okay, that's good.
All right, so then guards.
I like my man Jesse Sapolo.
Well, they have him as center.
Yeah, well, he was interior guy. Yeah,
And then he was center for a bunch of years, and it looks
Mhm.
like moved to left guard, and then back
Mhm.
to center.
We'll just leave him at center then, maybe. Yeah, that's right, Sam. Wallace was a guy who wore the extra shell on his helmet. He had like the helmet, and he had like a top cut off that had the second piece on top. Yeah, that's actually smart.
Sim says Randy Cross, Derek Deese.
Derek Deese was good. Yeah.
Sapolo at center. This has
Cully has Randy Cross as well.
Yeah,
Randy Cross was a monster.
All right, so let's go Randy Cross for sure. And then we're going to do.
What about Guy McIntyre?
Yeah, it looks like they have him making a Pro Bowl and stuff a lot of years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think I agree with Colin and Sam. I would say Cross and McIntyre probably at guard, and then Sapolo for sure at center. Sapolo was the man.
All right. So Randy Cross. Let me make sure I spell this right. Guy McIntyre. All right. Sapolo at center. All right. Here's where it gets fun. 3 wide receivers. Obviously, we already know one.
Yeah, Jerry Rice for sure. Yes. That's not even a question. And what's funny is I was looking at the T.O. situation, and I think we discussed it last week. He could have went on in either era because he was dominant in both. So,
what's up, Tom? Wallace was awesome.
Oh, I forgot about Bardo. He's another good one too. Wide receiver. There's so many too.
All right, let's see. So I got John Taylor. We have obviously Dwight. That might be the 3 right there. Shit.
Yeah, I think those 3. Rice, Taylor, and Clark.
Yeah.
We already put Owens, you guys. We put
Yeah,
Owens
Owens
on
was
the
on the other
2000
team.
list. Yeah.
So Rice, John Taylor,
And Dwight Clark.
Dwight. All right. 2 running backs.
Oh, to me it's pretty simple. Roger Craig and Ricky Waters.
Yeah, I think you can't argue against that. Anybody disagree out there?
Anybody disagree for 2 running backs from 80 to 2000? Yeah, I think those 2 have to be it. Roger Craig and Ricky Waters.
All right.
We're not doing fullbacks, but I guess if we would have done fullbacks, we could have. We did forget about Freddie Solomon too. He's another stud too.
Yeah,
But
we do have a utility position
that's
still.
true.
So,
Yep, that's true.
2 tight ends.
Brent Jones for sure. Love me some Brent Jones.
Jones.
Yeah, Brent Jones was nasty.
What's up, Steve-O?
Oh, tight ends. Trying to think anybody else who stands out to me other than Brent Jones in those years.
All right, let's see who's on here. Russ Francis before him. I don't know who that is. So Charlie Young before him. And then and then it's Brent and then Greg Clark. So I don't know any of these other tight ends, so
yeah, in the chats, Francis is popular.
Yeah, it looks like he was there for a few years. So
yeah, he was. Yeah.
Is that who we should go with? Russ
Yeah,
Francis?
I think so. Yeah,
All right.
that's pretty
Brenton
good.
Jones and Russ Francis. All right, so that rounds up the offense. Those of you that are here, we can go ahead and start a giveaway. I know there's not too many, but that means better chance for y'all.
Yep.
So start with this Joe Montana Super Bowl. Has a glare, but
Okay.
let's go ahead and get your numbers in 1 through 100. No duplicates. Hey, Sin. We'll go ahead and start with that Joe Montana. All right, so start with the defense. We got the 2 defensive ends.
Charles Haley has to be one of them.
All right. And who else was there?
Let me see. In my opinion, Charles Haley and Fred Dean. Symmetry said it as soon as I said it. I think Fred Dean and Charles Haley would be my 2 picks.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. And the defensive tackles, 2 defensive tackles.
Bryant Young would have to be up there for sure. Bryant Young, and I'm gonna say
We have, who else is on here?
Hey, Tanya, my dad used to talk about Fred Dean all the time, too.
Got Stubblefield.
Okay.
Really? What was after that?
This is other defensive tackle that played, too. I'm trying to think of his name. My goodness.
Junior Bryant. I don't know who that is. Ted Washington. Before that, it was 3-4 defense. So Michael Carter was a nose
Michael
tackle.
Carter. Oh, yeah, him. I think he was with us for like a decade, at least. I want to say like 85, 86 maybe, 86 to like 93, something like that. He was with us for a while. Tom Bellamy, Michael Carter too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there for at least 10 years minimum.
What's up? What you say? So we're gonna go BY Michael Carter.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. 3 linebackers. And again, these as well, they don't have to be, like you don't need a Mike and a whatever.
Mike and a
they
Sam
be,
or whatever. Yeah.
They don't need to be any role specific.
Yeah, for sure. Ken Norton Jr. I would put him up there. Probably put Keena Turner up there.
Yeah.
Yep. I put Keena Turner in there. Who else would I put? Let's see. We got Ken Norton. We got Keena Turner.
Charles Haley?
No, we put him ready at defensive end.
Oh, okay.
He was kind of both.
Mm-hmm.
He lined up
they have him listed as linebacker on here.
Yeah. Forgot about Mike Walter.
Ricky Ellison. I don't know about him.
Romanowski, that dude. He was good though. Matt Millen was good.
So where are we going?
This is
Keena
tough.
Turner, Ken Norton. Sim says Mike Walter. Romanowski. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah. Well, you got Lee Woodall too. Lee Woodall was nice with it, but I don't think as a linebacker, I don't think he was better than Bill Romanowski. You remember him, don't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I never forget when he changed teams and he spit in the face of J.J. Stokes. You guys remember that, chat? He spit in J.J. Stokes' face. Okay, so for me, it has to go between Matt Millen, Romanowski, or Woodall. One of those three after Keena Turner and Ken Norton. Yeah, he was, Sam. He was a roid head.
So, let's see who we have the most votes for other than that. Got Mike Walter, Romanowski. Got 2 for Romanowski. I don't know.
No border. I didn't know you had that much spit in your mouth.
Who
I
should
would
we
have got
go?
ejected. Let's go Matt Millen.
All right.
Yeah, Sam, I agree. I would have got ejected immediately. Ain't no way I'm letting that slide.
All right. 2 cornerbacks.
Which Dion played longer? Had to be on the team for at least 2 seasons, we said, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with. I always say I always remember his name because of Easy E. But I'm gonna go. Well, let me see. Let me think about my list first.
Because we got Eric Davis,
Yep.
Merton Hanks.
Yeah, and we got Eric Wright too, who was Easy's real name. I think those two to me stand out the most: Eric Wright and Eric Davis. Yeah, I think in that 20-year span, those two were probably. I mean, other than Dion, obviously, but he's only played first for a year. I think in that 20-year span, Eric Wright and Eric Davis are probably our 2 best corners.
All right. Next is 2 safeties.
Well, you already know one's on lock with Ronnie Lott. Like that's not even a question. I'm a big fan of Tim McDonald too. For Strong's, or you said it doesn't matter, but safeties are safeties. Ooh.
Yeah, that shit's nasty.
Yeah,
Like, there's a
yeah, it
lot of
was.
things you can do to me, but don't fucking spit on me.
Yeah, I would probably put Merton Hanks and Ronnie Lott just because Merton Hanks was Sim. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Sam. I would say Merton Hanks and Lott just because they're both ball hawks.
Yeah.
Like Tim McDonald was good, but you can put Ronnie Lott, like if you wanted to put him at strong and Merton Hanks at free, like that'd be awesome.
All right, let's do it. So next up, special teams. So this is where it gets tricky because who knows? Robbie Gold. Robbie Gold. I mean, kicker, punter, snapper, and our utility guy.
Okay. Well, at least for utility, I like Colley's guy. I like Freddie Solomon.
All right. So let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Freddie Solomon will be our utility. All right. So this doesn't list those positions, so I have no idea.
Yeah. Kickers and punters. We got to do some research on that.
Let's see. Kickers. I think I can pull it up like this. All right, and while we do that, be thinking too of the head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator. And make sure if you haven't gotten into the giveaway, we're starting off with a Joe Montana. Let's get your numbers in. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Klaus Wilmsmeyer. I like that one, Sam. Klaus Wilmsmeyer was good. He was I want to say he was our punter, like the early '90s. I don't know if he won a Super Bowl with us or not, but he was close.
No, they don't have to be homegrown. They just have to be on the team for at least 2 years.
That's funny. I kind of agree with Sim on this one. I don't DC. I'm not. I guess yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, Walsh for sure is head coach. Uh, Mike Shanahan was offensive coordinator. Was funny too. That trade that Bill Walsh put out there was just amazing. It's like he put so many dudes. He gave so many dudes head coaching jobs. Like I think Pete Carroll coached under him. Um, it was so many guys. It was crazy.
All right, so this is who we're going with.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome, actually.
All right. So we got both Shanahans.
As OCs though, that's funny.
Yep. Let's see first. All
Hey
right, so
Sam,
then,
was Andy Reid under Bill Walsh too? I'm curious to know that.
so which of these guys is the kicker, the punter?
Um, Wimsmeyer, he's a punter.
All right, so let's just take him because I don't know anybody
Yeah.
else.
Andy Reid was under Holmgren.
Who's this?
Oh, there
Doug
we go.
Bryan.
I like that too. Ray Worshing was a good kicker too. Oh, I'd go with him.
All right, let's
Yeah,
do it.
he was good.
Ray Worshing.
Yeah.
All right, now we need a long snapper chat. Oh my gosh, it is hella hot. Ugh. I went outside for take the dogs out today and it was melted out there.
Yeah. Did we break that record for going the most days without it being 100 degrees? I
I
mean,
think so.
did we break it? Okay, because I know it's been 100 lately, but I know we're on the cusp of breaking that record.
Yeah, I think we did. I'm not 100% for sure, but it says it's 95 out right now, but I think it's lying. All right, so long snapper, and then we are done. Come on, Sim.
Probably the most unheralded
Yep.
position on the team. I'm about to look that up because I don't know who it is. Let me look up who it is.
Let me get the giveaway picker ready while you do that. We appreciate you, chat, for hanging out with us, for helping us complete our super team. I don't know. The 2000 to 2023 team is looking pretty good. They might get my vote. I can't wait till real football is back.
No, tell me about it. Let me see. Who was the punter before? I mean, the long snapper before Brian Jennings, because Brian Jennings was on the team from 2000 to 2012.
What did we do last week? Fishing. So let's do this claw picker.
Sim was like an encyclopedia, man.
I know.
Let me take a look. Yeah, Ted
right.
Popson, long snapper from 93 to 96. And go with him.
Ted Popson
Yeah.
was our tight end too.
Yeah, he was a
Damn.
tight end. Yeah, he was like second string tight end, and then also, yeah, he was second string tight end, and then also our long snapper.
That's
It's
cool.
kind of like how Brian Jennings was. He was like our tight end 3 or something like that, and then our long snapper.
All right, so let me read off our super team before the 2000s, and then we'll do this giveaway. This paper's getting all over me. It's quarterback, Joe Montana. Got tackles, Harris Burton, Steve Wallace. Guards, Randy Cross, Guy McGuire. Center, Jesse Sapolo. 3 wide receivers, Jerry Rice, John Taylor, and Dwight Clark. Running backs, Roger Craig, Ricky Waters. Tight ends, Brent Jones and Russ Francis. The D line, Charles Haley, Fred Dean, Bryant Young, and Michael Carter. Our linebackers, Keena Turner, Ken Norton, and Matt Millen. The cornerbacks, Eric Davis and Eric Wright. Safeties, Ronnie Lott, Merton Hanks. Got our kicker, Ray Wershing. Punter, Klaus Wilmsmeyer. Snapper, Ted Popson. Head coach is Walsh. OC, Mike Shanahan. DC, Seifert. Our utility player is Freddie Solomon. So, yeah, I'll be posting that up in the next couple days. So we have a side-by-side to compare. We'll get a little vote and see what team is looking the best to everybody out there. Then we'll talk about it next week.
There you go.
Blame Canada for whatever. What's up, David? All right. Those that are just joining, if you haven't gotten the giveaway, get in there because we're about to pick the winner right now.
And you were saying that what prompts you to do this show is because, like you said, we haven't won a Super Bowl in so long. Is that why?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It's funny though because you look at our last Super Bowl, what 95 or whatever it was, and you look at the team from the 2000s and the teams from the 80s to the 90s. The difference in both teams is that from the 80s to the 2000s, we had a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Because I love me
because the
some
quarterback we went with was Jeff Garcia.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia, and no knock on him. I love me some Jeff Garcia, but for him to be the best quarterback in the last 23 years isn't really the business. If we're being honest here.
Yep. All right, let's draw this since it makes my internet terrible.
All right, we got 59. Okay, let me see.
59.
The first number was Sin is 51. Let me see if anybody else.
Ooh.
Got a 69.
Take it.
Alberto, you're so nasty, bro. Why are you putting 69, man?
Who did that?
Come on, Alberto.
Alberto.
So nasty, bro. 72. The numbers are kind of spread out. Let me see. Let me go through the numbers again, make sure I didn't skip anybody. Yeah, they do. You can find anything on YouTube, old movies and stuff. This is one movie I was trying to find, and I couldn't find it anywhere else. And I looked on YouTube, and it was there. If anybody in the chat have they seen it? It's called First Time Felon. Have you ever seen that, Miriah?
I don't think so.
It's pretty good. You should watch it. It's a true story. It's about this guy in Chicago who was, I don't know if he was Vice Lord or Gangster Disciple. I think he was a Vice Lord, and it's played by Omar Epps. You know who Omar Epps is, right?
Uh-huh.
He's played by Omar Epps, and then he goes to it's his first offense. He's a first-time felon, so they give him the choice of going to either prison for 5 years or go to a boot camp for 6 months. And he's like, "I'm going to boot camp." Yeah, it looks like Sin's the winner.
All
It's a
right,
good movie.
Sin. Congrats. Got Joe Montana going to Sin.
Yeah.
We'll do a couple more giveaways. I have a couple things that came out today that we'll talk about
Okay.
for a few minutes while we do these. All right, so those that are here, go ahead and get your numbers in. Let's go with this Joe Montana. Get your numbers in 1 through 100. Good luck, everybody. Congrats again, Sin, for winning the first Joe Montana. So it seems every so often this same piece of news comes out, and that is former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick says he's still waiting for an NFL team to call him to resume his career, despite being 6 years removed from the NFL. Cap vows to keep pursuing return in face of political bias. I'm going to keep pushing, Kaepernick told SI Now. I'm going to keep fighting for it because I know I can step on the field and play. Every workout, every opportunity I've had to show that, the feedback has always been positive. Everything from he's still an elite player to the workout was great. It was better than expected. The 35-year-old Kaepernick says he's still an elite player and would like to go toe-to-toe with Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen, and that he can easily throw the ball farther than 60 yards.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on Colin Kaepernick still not giving up, coming back to the NFL, despite everything showing him that maybe he should give up?
I mean, he hasn't played in a long time, so you know he'll get this. I feel like he'll get the same hate as Trey Lance on one accord of, well, he hasn't played in so long. He hadn't played in 5 years, 6 years, whatever, how many years he's played. He hasn't played, and then so I feel like that's going to be an issue for him. But I think a lot of teams don't want the distraction, but at the same time, you know, he shows us he stays in great shape. You know, and I feel like the quarterback's one of those situations where it's a little bit different. I feel like like I look at somebody like a Terrell Owens. I look at he still has great hands, still in great shape, still runs crisp routes. I feel like even at the age of 46 or whatever he is, and I know it's old and it sounds kind of funny, he could probably be a number four receiver with somebody. I can almost guarantee it. But it's a wide receiver. I feel like that's a little bit different. But quarterback, that's tough to come in and, get the repetitions and stuff like that. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say he can't play because I don't know that. But if the man, we know them. Like I said, we know the man's in shape. He can still throw the football. Like I have a hard time believing that with 32 teams and majority of them carrying three quarterbacks, majority current three quarterbacks, could he be better than somebody's third that's already on the roster? You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be hard for me to see like is Nathan Peterman, is he better than him? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just certain guys out there. Josh Johnson, for instance, he got to be better than that. Got to be. Like I'm not hating on Josh Johnson. He's in the NFL. Like me and Ted were saying on his show the other day. Regardless of what people think about Josh Johnson, he keeps a job.
Mm-hmm.
He's a third string on the Baltimore
Because
Ravens
he
right
puts
now.
his head down and his mouth shut and he goes to work.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
a big difference
Yeah.
between what Josh Johnson does and
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
we agree with why Kaepernick doesn't or does
Yeah.
whatever. And he has the right to do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to keep his mouth shut, but
No.
obviously that shows you, well, you don't, and look
Yeah.
what happens, right?
Yeah. I think his best bet, and I get it, like, he's gonna stand for whatever he does and all this other stuff. It is what it is. But he has to come to a realization that if you want a job in the NFL, you got to keep your personal beliefs out of the NFL. So I think if he is serious and he wants to come back and he tells the team like, look, you know what's in the past is in the past. I'm here to play football. Anybody comes to me asking me about my opinion about what's off the football field, I'm gonna say the next question because I'm only here to play football. And I think, yeah, I agree. I totally agree. So that's why I think that if he is serious, that's what he needs to come to grips with, and say, look, this is what I want to do. But yeah, it's a distraction, because as soon as he gets, if he does sign with the team, let's say he did, first questions are going to be about his beliefs, his books, and his
Mm-hmm.
what he's been doing in his personal life, and that's just going to take away from the team and what they're really trying to what their goal is. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, the man can't play, because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if Kaepernick is serious, he needs to just put everything aside and just focus on football. So I agree with you. If he wants to be quiet and whatever the case may be, just go out there and play football. Because like I said, I look at some of these quarterbacks and I'm just like, wow, like I said, I'm not hating on them. They've gotten to where they've gotten. We've talked about this before. I'm never going to say this person's a bust, whatever the case may be, because like I said, we can say what we want about Josh Johnson, but he stays in the NFL and he's
Mm-hmm.
been there for a decade. So that's what I got to say about it. And I agree. Being in shape is not the same as football shape. I totally agree. You still got to go out there. Still got to hit. You still got to, go to training camp pre-assist. And he just can't be going there and gift him a job. But like I said, looking at all 32 teams, most teams, not all. There's some teams only to keep two quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
but most teams keep three. And I just have a hard time believing that there's all these quarterbacks, especially these third stringers, that have more talent than Kaepernick. That's all I got to say about
And
that.
Sim had brought it up about the CFL, and it's like now you have like 3 other freaking football leagues. So why, if you really wanted to play football that bad, why haven't you gone and tried to get a job with one of those?
Yeah.
Those teams need quarterbacks too. So at
Mhm.
least that's a place that you can get in there and you're showing, hey, look at me. There's so many
trying.
players that do that for whatever reasons it didn't work out in the NFL, or they didn't get drafted or whatever, and they're going to those leagues to try to get the look, I can still play, and an
Mhm.
NFL team will see him from there. So it's like, if you really wanted to play football, you would do it regardless at what level it is.
Yeah, who
There's
cares about the money?
there's so
Yeah.
many other places. He don't need the money, obviously.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like, who cares about the money? If you're
yeah.
serious, you'd be like, oh, Clay, like the XFL, for instance. Like, we had a team here in Vegas who
Yeah.
played and stuff like that. If you were serious, try XFL, CFL, and just be like, look, I'm gonna start from the bottom. I'm gonna play XFL, and if you're dominant, there's people in the XFL who had a chance to get drafted, who are getting invites to training camp. So yeah, if you have a passion for it, then I think there's no reason why you shouldn't be saying in the XFL, and maybe they're under the same mindset of like, I really don't want this guy on my team. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
agree with that.
I don't know. It's like, and yeah, there might, you talked about the third string guys on other teams. It's like, well, Cap may be better than those, but those guys have been here working. He's
Mhm.
just sitting at home saying, oh, I've been working out. Who knows if he has, oh, I've been working out 7 to 8, 12, 13 days a week. He can say whatever the hell he wants to. Nobody
Mhm.
fucking knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
You're not playing football. We know that. We
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, he's out. He's probably. I mean, yeah, he's probably still running and keeping himself in shape physically. But like you said, you know, me and you can go to a park, and you can be my wide receiver, and I can throw you a couple footballs with no
Yeah.
pressure, no pads, and stuff like that. So I agree.
Yeah, we can make a tape look good to put it out there for everybody.
Exactly. Because I
And
can
not
throw a
know
tight,
shit what
because
we're
I can throw
doing.
a pretty good football. I can throw a tight spiral and everything, so I can look good throwing it. But that doesn't mean anything because,
Yeah.
like I said, there's no pressure to me. None of that stuff. So
Yeah. I think, I don't know. Like, is it 5 years from now when he's 40, which I can't believe he's 35 already. It's crazy. But when he's 40, when he's 45, it's still like, this is going to keep being the same thing. Like, I'm still waiting for a team to call. He's going to be sitting there with this cane and shit. Like, I'm still waiting for a team to call when he's fucking 80 years old. Like what, at what point do you just, okay, it's not going to happen.
And the only thing
I
that
don't know.
bothers me about it, like I said, if it's still his dream, so be it. He does it around the same time every year. Every
Yeah.
June, July.
Yep.
Oh, I'm ready for a job, ready for a job. Well, where are you the rest of the year? Why aren't you having your
Exactly.
agents call these teams when there's an injury and saying, hey, there's somebody's injured, can you give my man a workout? But that's not happening. It's always during like when training camp's about to start.
Yep.
Ugh.
That's what I said. It's the same time for this news to come out, because it's the same time every year. Remember last time he worked out for the Raiders? Well, what happened there?
Yeah.
They need a quarterback right now, and it's still the same coaching staff that worked Kaepernick out that they're not calling him. So it's like they'd rather wait on Jimmy and see if he has an arm and a leg. Those that have just joined, we're in the middle of doing a giveaway for this Joe Montana. Make sure you get your numbers in there if you haven't. We'll draw it shortly. Next thing I want to talk about was the NFL came out with a 2023 defensive all under 25 team. And for once, they showed the 49ers some love, so I thought we'd kind of take a look at this team. So for their edge, they have Aiden Hutchinson. Remember, these are all players under 25.
Okay.
Aiden Hutchinson and Jalen Phillips, so from the Lions and Dolphins, respectively. D-line, Jordan Davis from the Eagles, Christian Barmore from the Pats. Linebacker, they got Micah Parsons, obviously from the Cowboys. They have Nick Bolton from the Chiefs.
Okay.
Cornerbacks, they have Sauce Gardner from the Jets and Patrick Surtain from the Broncos. Safeties, they got Talanoa Hufanga from the 49ers and Kyle Hamilton from the Ravens. And then their flex player is Tariq Woolen from the Seahawks.
Okay.
So, like we've only seen Huff play for 1 year as a starter and already made it to his first Pro Bowl. He's already getting, like put on lists like this, something that we never had seen from our safeties. Like we were so surprised when we finally seen Jimmy Ward make it on that top 100 list or whatever for like his last year, before this, obviously this last year that they moved him all around, but right before that, that's when that list came out. And we were so surprised to finally have a safety, somebody in the freaking back end of the defense to make it on a list, that wasn't a shit list. And all of a sudden Hufanga comes in, and even though we know that he didn't finish the year how we might have wanted him to, right? And a lot of people out there, mostly Tart fans, wanted to put a lot of blame and hate on Hufanga for the way he finished the year. But yet, the NFL is still putting him on every single list that he could possibly be put on. So what are your thoughts about that?
I like it. I like that he's on the list. His instincts are unmatched. He has this stuff. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Sim needs to come on our show one day, brother. You be
I've been
on
fucking
it, man.
trying for 2 years already.
Yeah.
He disappears and falls off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, his instincts are unmatched, man. He has everything that you can teach. I think he was trying to do a little bit too much towards the end, to try to I don't know. And I think he's talked about that. Like he was like overcompensating on a couple things because, he was like jumping too early or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I think he's going to be, going into his third year, I think he's just going to be even that much better. The game's going to slow down for him even more. And yeah, he's just going to be that guy who I think is going to be, this Pro Bowl he made is not going to be like his last. I can see him making multiple Pro Bowls, when his career's said and done. So yeah, I love this guy. He's a tackling machine, instincts are a beast, takes great angles. Everybody was worried about his speed and stuff, but yeah, he's awesome. And I think just with, I bring this up every show, but Javon Hargrave being on this team is going to make that secondary and the second unit better. The linebacking core is going to be better, and that secondary. So yeah, we're going to be. We had this last year. We had more interceptions than we had in a long time, and I can see it coming again. I can see us having numerous interceptions from the linebacking core and from the secondary. So yeah, I'm glad to see one of our 49ers players on this list. I was kind of shocked to see Kyle Hamilton on there. I feel like he struggled a little bit, but yeah, I love to see it.
maybe it's because the rest of his team was struggling.
Maybe.
When the rest of your team's dog shit and everybody's hurt.
Yeah. This sim guy we speak of, this sim guy we speak of, he lives up in Toronto and he has great takes, has a lot of knowledge, but I don't know, for some reason he's shy to get on camera or something. I don't know. If you know him, please invite him on the show. We'd love to have him.
And it ain't because he's shy, because he has a head that's probably going to explode because you're feeding it.
Well, I mean,
every second that we go. So
dude
you
is
think he would
knowledgeable.
want to get all this screen time?
Yeah. I know Tanya. I know he is not shy for sure.
All right, let's draw this Montana winner. And then we're going to close out with a CMC giveaway, and then we're getting out of here, fam. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. So good luck, everybody.
Where did I mark the last?
9. Alberto.
Niners Sickness Podcast has 7, so we'll go from there. Let me see.
Beto. It's gonna win it.
Let me go up again. I always gotta go through there twice. I don't want to miss anybody.
Yeah, because you will get yelled at.
Yeah. That I was listening to something else. Yeah, it looks like the Niners Sickness Podcast with number 7.
Rigged. Congrats, Beto.
If Pete, I don't know if Pete's still on here, but if you're still on here, no, I would not bring you in as my number 3. Number 3 quarterback.
All right, so let's end it off with this CMC giveaway behind the numbers.
Oh, okay.
Get your numbers in 1 through 100. Good luck, everybody. Better get them in fast because we're drawing it fast. All right, last thing to talk about when we do this was Sports Center put out something, and we saw that it got shared by some players around the NFL, and they shared their thoughts on it. That is the comparison of who's better between linebackers Patrick Willis and Luke Kuechly.
Oh.
To compare their careers, both have 8 seasons in the NFL. Both are 7-time Pro Bowler. Both are 5-time first team All-Pro. Both are 2-time NFL tackles leaders. Both are defensive rookie of the years. And Luke then has a defensive player of the year as well. So he has that over Patrick Willis. But other than that, and we know those 2 linebackers, for being as great as they are, played completely different, right?
Mm-hmm.
But are both held in such high regards in the position. You know, I know us being 49ers fans, obviously, there's probably not a lot of us that are going to look at it and say that Luke's better than Patrick Willis. But I'll let you give your thoughts on it anyway.
Pretty equal, in my opinion. And you know what's funny? Did you see the quote by Eric Reed?
Yep.
It was like, I played with both, and man, like he was like, I can't even pick to see who was better. You know what I mean? Like he even had a hard time. And Patrick Willis had a phenomenal. I don't know if what year did he come in. I'm trying to think of who won Rookie of the Year he came in, because he had a phenomenal rookie season. So I don't know who won it over him, but yeah, I don't know. That's tough. You know, you look at the instincts. Both were great. Both great tacklers. Both could create turnovers. So yeah, like even though I'm a 49ers fan, I can't really sit there and say honestly that Patrick Willis was a better linebacker, but then I can't say it the other way either. So I will say this though. I feel like Patrick Willis had a better surrounding cast than Luke Kuechly. And Luke Kuechly, you know, for doing what he did when not as great as the team around him is really impressive. So I don't know. Patrick Willis though too, like, you know, he was more of a threat that if he got his hand on the ball, that he would, he can turn it into like if it was a fumble or a pick, he can turn it into a touchdown. Because Luke
Yeah.
Kuechly was not the athlete of Patrick Willis. I didn't want to say Patrick Willis was like a 4.38 coming out of Ole Miss. Like he was fast. And I'll never forget the out of all the plays that stands out the most to me. I want to say it was Patrick Willis's rookie year or second year. He had that club. He had that club on his arm, and he ran down this wide receiver from across the field, and he made the tackle. The safety didn't tackle him. The corners didn't tackle him. It was Patrick Willis. So I mean, that was just I'll never forget that play. And so, yeah, I honestly can't say who was the better linebacker. Um, I don't know. It's honestly tough.
It
Like
is
that,
hard.
those like and me and my brother always have this conversation. Who's better, this player, that player? We always like try to feed off of each other and stuff. And it's like I remember one time we had asked each other too. It was like, who's better, Patrick Willis or I can't think of the white guy from the Chicago Bears who was a linebacker who was dating. He dated Paris Hilton for a while, but Brian Urlacher.
No.
Like who's better, Urlacher? We're like, man, I don't know. It's tough. So yeah, there was a lot of great linebacker play. From that time frame with the Ray Lewises, the Luke Kuechlys, the Brian Urlachers, Patrick Willis. There was so many. So yeah, it's tough to put. Obviously, Ray Lewis to me is the best,
Yeah.
at that position. But I mean, when you talk about those three, it's tough. So I really can't put one above the other. It's not a cop out answer. It's just they're so you just gave the stats. They're so equal that it's just tough to put one above the other. But you're not wrong for putting one above the other. It's just your preference,
Yep. Sim says, I saw an Asian lady wearing a 49ers Super Bowl 47 champs t-shirt. I was so mad I wanted to yank that shit off her wrinkly old frame.
Oh my gosh.
He says, but I figured she must have got it at the airport. That's crazy. All right. Everybody, you got your numbers in there? We're in the middle of doing this CMC giveaway. Just make sure you get your numbers in there. We're about to draw it. What did I see here? Yeah, who is Luke's running mate?
I don't even know. I can't remember that.
But everybody knows who Patrick Willis's was, right? Like even non-49ers fans. So that says something about the surrounding cast.
Exactly. I mean, he had an amazing linebacker in himself, and Navarro Bowman, who towards the end of Ray Lewis's career, people were arguing that Navarro Bowman was better than Patrick Willis. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Sam. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's overrated, that's your opinion, but I do remember that one year he was struggling and he was begging the front office to put like a big fat nose tackle in front of him to make his job easier. I do remember that. He was I need some help. I remember. I never forget that he was like I think they lost Tony Saragusa or somebody, and he was complaining. Oh, he had John Beeson. John Beeson was a stud too, and he had Thomas Davis, right? I think that linebacking course, but I think they had Thomas Davis too, who was another Pro Bowler. But I don't know, like when I say surrounding cast, I'm talking about Patrick Willis had Justin Smith, and he had like a full cast around him. But yeah, he had John Beeson. I want to say Thomas Davis as well. So that linebacking core was also great for the Carolina Panthers. So yeah.
All right, fam. Let me share this. We're gonna draw this winner, and we're gonna get out of here. We appreciate you guys all coming through, hanging out with us, helping us put our team together. Like I said, be on the lookout. I'm going to put a poll up and we'll vote and see which team's better, the super team from before the 2000s or after the 2000s. Let me get this here. Winner, chicken dinner. I need to go eat my chicken dinner. That's why I'm escaping out of here.
Oh, is it home cooked or you guys going somewhere?
My sister Tanya bought my wife and my daughter and I dinner, so.
Oh, very nice.
I need to go eat it. Shout out to her.
Tanya, that's so awesome of you. I'm hungry too. No, I'm just playing.
No,
She's like, I ain't
you
buying you
got
nothing.
your own. You got your own shit, buddy. Don't take away from the needy. All right, let's see. Who's going home with CMC? Perverts, not like that.
Not literally. Ooh. Are you kidding me? Niner sickness. Niner sickness got 85, the first number for this third giveaway. Let me see if anybody's closer on the money. It ain't rigged either. That's
89
crazy.
is the number.
Isn't the last player to wear that number like Vance McDonald? No, I know you probably don't know Miriah. You know, I'll be coming up with random stuff.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Tanya, I don't know if you heard me, but I'm hungry too. Let me see. Yeah, 85. That's the closest. That's crazy.
Beto. Congrats, brother. You get CMC and Joe Montana. So congrats to you.
Chicken with tahini? Is that good? I've heard like eating fruit with tahini, like pineapple and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know about
know.
chicken with it. I know
Chicken
about
and
corn on
tahini.
the cob and fruit. Who said that? Oh,
I think it's Bethel. Yeah,
no, that's
I never.
Alberto.
Does that corn man come by your house that has like the corn? They put the corn on there and
I make
the
my
Mexican
own.
cheese. So good. Elotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So bomb.
I make better than that. I'm better than the corn guy.
Are you?
Yep.
I love that stuff.
Beto's not here anymore. Redraw. All right,
Tahini
Sam.
chicken, huh? I've never heard that before. But you got to
Any?
season it. Oh, come on now. I'm black. I season my food.
Yeah. She says she's hella corny. You have any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
No, we're gonna be doing our show next Wednesday. So hope everybody in the chat, hope you guys come along, and we appreciate you being here with us, week in and week out. You guys are always very supportive. It's always the same ones too, and I appreciate you guys to the fullest. So yeah, no closing thoughts. I know we're getting closer and closer to training camp, and I can't wait. Lowry's, I got that on deck, but the key, Sin, I mean, I always have my own seasonings too. I use Lowry's if I don't want to have to get the garlic powder and all this other stuff. But they make a Lowry's now with a cracked black pepper inside of it. So try that one. That one's really good. Yeah.
There you have it. We got all the seasonings now coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody all of a sudden turned into a chef.
Deal. And the hot sauce is coming out and everything. Man, when I went to Texas a couple weeks ago, they had this place in the stockyards in Fort Worth. They had so many homemade seasonings. I bought like 3 or 4 of them to fly home with me. So good.
Tanya says every seasoning out there she buys.
Yeah. You guys will laugh though. Like, I love my seasoning, but I don't eat hot food. I can't do spicy. I don't do none of that. Like, I'm a weenie when it comes to that stuff. I don't do hot Cheetos, none of that stuff. And everybody was like, "Well, you don't do hot sauce?" Nope. It's like I can't control the taste buds I was given. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like spicy.
Yeah, can't do it.
Spicy everything. So yeah, next Wednesday I have something else planned for us, but you guys will find out when you show up, because if you let the cat out of the bag, then everybody will do it before we even get to do it. So
yeah, it's true.
We're not doing that no more.
It's a copycat league, remember?
Yep. We learned that for the last 2 seasons. We ain't doing that no more. So yeah, Friday I have something new planned for us to do. So show up. We'll be here. Everybody that celebrates Independence Day, 4th of July, have fun, be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Don't blow off any fingers. We want you guys to be able to be back here talking to us Wednesday. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we don't need no John Pierre Pauls out there from the Giants when he's
Oh
playing
my
with
God,
fireworks.
remember that?
Remember that? Yes.
And he was so
Blew,
good.
oh, he was a
Like,
beast with the Giants.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
he
he did
blew
that.
off
Like,
like
man,
like
I
two
remember that was
fingers or
like just
something.
yesterday.
Yep, I remember that. We don't need that from you guys. So
Nope. So yeah, be safe. Much love to all of you. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. As always, we appreciate each and every one of you because we couldn't do what we do without you. We'll see you guys back here next Wednesday, fam. Much love. We're out of here.